This video is going to be all about Dasique and their shadow palette in number 11, Chocolate Fudge. I wanted to do a smoky eye for hooded eyes and show you just my thoughts on this palette, if it's easy to work with, if it's beginner friendly, and how I find the overall experience of working with it. But this is obviously finished results, so if you're curious, continue to watch. Here it is. Here's the Dasique shadow palette in Chocolate Fudge. I am going to use a primer first, and it's actually going to be a K-Beauty one. Proof 10 eyeshadow primer. I believe this is from Etude House. I've had it for a bit. I did a wee bit of my eyebrows off camera. I didn't really go for a super heavy eyebrow look. This is a test for a smoky eye. Usually smoky eye, it's a little bit more glam, but this is not going to be a super powerful glam, but smoky eye nonetheless. I do have hooded eyes, so I'm going to try doing a more beginner friendly technique just to give myself a little bit more dimension. And then because I don't have a lot of lid space either, it's going to be a little bit of work. So I'm going to let that set for a second. To the middle of the quad, and this palette, and I'm going to use this medium brown shade as the whole base of the eye a wee bit. And I'm going to take a nice big fluffy powder brush. I'm going to aim it just a little bit above my crease, trying to keep my eyes open, and then just start blending out. So that's just going to be an overall eye color over the lid. Usually smoky eyes are really easy to do because it's just mainly three basic colors: a light brown or a neutral tone just to wash the lid, a little bit of a darker brown or a deeper taupe to then create a little bit of contrast and shadow, and then usually like a nice lighter shimmer that goes more to the inner corner of the eye just to give it more flair. That's the typical smoky eye that I've seen in any case. And I'm going to match up the same to the other eye. I'm going to go back into the palette. I'm going to take the deeper brown shade here, dark brown, and I'm going to use more of an angled eyeshadow brush, but it's still got a little bit of fluff. And I'm going to pat a little bit of that dark shadow, not too much. Maybe pat off some excess on my hand, and I'm going to go and try to aim it more to the outer corner. And just start darkening the crease and creating a little bit of depth. I'm just packing it in a little bit first, and then I'm going to try to blend out, and I might switch back and forth between that and the fluffy brush. So I'm going to take the fluffy brush a little bit, start blending that in a little bit, and then just kind of massage, working back and forth. Just want to do a little bit like of a V shape, a tiny bit. And I'm just going to keep looking back in the mirror, and I'm just going to keep working at it until I'm satisfied, and repeat the same thing to the other lid. The inner corner, to really give that bam, I'm going to use one of the two shimmer shades. I actually might use both, but I'm going to start off with the more gold tone versus the more champagne one, colored one, and then pack that in with a little bit more of a dense eyeshadow brush. So dip in. Definitely with these shadows, there is color payoff. They feel nice. They don't look patchy per se, but you definitely have to work them in a little bit. I don't know if this is the actual right brush. Now the shimmer one, let me use my finger actually to go in. Okay, that's better. Yeah, the shimmers are a little bit more creamier, so it's better to start off by dipping in with your finger. Okay. I'm just gonna pack in the intensity. And that's what it's looking like so far. And that's usually the main super beginner friendly way of doing a smoky eye. Just use nice neutral taupes to deep dark browns, and then a nice champagne or a nice bronze, something that's just got some sparkle, some shimmer, some flare, just to go towards the inner corner to make things pop. Okay, I'm gonna work a little bit more on this and then just finish out the eye look with some other K-beauty or Asian beauty product. So I went and finished off my eye look outside of using a little bit of eyeliner and mascara and calling it a day. But just as like a quick review so far, I do like the matte shades. The more neutral but have brown shades are fine. I didn't use like the super light ones. I never do, no matter the palette. The foil shades, the more sparkly ones, you definitely have to work with them a little bit more. You definitely have to pack them in. But the finish is really, really pretty. I hope the camera is giving it justice. You can keep smoky eyes really simple, or you can expand on it even more. So I went ahead and I put a little bit of the shade, I believe it's Choco Chips, which is this color here. It's a little bit of a taupe, but it has like a little bit of pearlescent in the taupe color, and I put that more towards the high arch of the brow, just under the high arches of the brow, what space I could have left. And then I just kind of blended the both foil shades into the inner corner. So majority of the lid space with the sparkle is salted caramel, I believe the color is. And then I used Golden Wish, which funny enough looks to me a little bit more champagne in tone. And I kind of pat that like right in the inner corner and diffused out a little bit. But it's a very pretty palette. It is very beginner friendly. As far as I can see, it is friendly for darker skin tones as well, but you definitely have to be patient, take your time. You might have to pack on a little bit. So if you're a beginner and you're scared that you're gonna have like massive color payoff and not being able to course correct, at least with this palette, it's pigmented enough that it shows up, in my opinion, pretty well on my skin tone. The colors feel buttery, but you still have to work it in a little bit. So for a beginner, it's probably great. For someone that's super advanced in makeup and does all sorts of theatrics in their makeup, they might get impatient. They want like massive color payoff right from when you touch the pan. But this one you have to build up a bit. But I feel like the results of it so far are really, really pretty. Heimish, which is typically a brand I use as far as mascara. I think I'm going to use this one, and it's their Smudge Stop mascara, and this is supposed to help curl lashes because my lashes are straight, they just don't curl. Lord help them. And I'm debating whether I want to use a liquid eyeliner or like more of a pencil. I'll come back and let you know. In the end, I decided to use a pencil liner, and I used both Huda Beauty's Creamy Coal, which I love because it kind of gives more of a smoky look. You can like smudge it out a bit. And I used the Japanese makeup brand Can Make and their Creamy Touch eyeliner just to do a little bit of the lower lash line. I don't like lining my whole under eye. Like, I feel like it makes my eyes look smaller. I like having my eyes look pretty big, but I also do like a cat eye, but sometimes a cat eye can actually make your eyes look smaller. So it's like a balancing act, but that's kind of like the finished look. And I really love the foils. I love anything sparkly. I have like shiny object syndrome. So I curled my lashes anyways, and I'm gonna go in now with the Heimish mascara and then finish off the rest of my face. And I'm gonna go in with my favorite cushion foundation from a K-beauty brand, Clio, so far. I'm gonna go in with my Dasique Water Veil Primer, just for the rest of the face. I typically like to do my eye makeup first, And then any fallout from the shadow can be more easily cleaned up with foundation and concealer versus doing foundation, laying down the concealer, all the complexion products, and then the eyeshadow kind of going all over the place. So that's typically my going in now with the Clio cushion foundation in Hazelnut. I'm going to use the Wake Make brush and I'm just going to dip it in, because at least this can control the foundation more and you get like very nice thin even layers to build up. And I'm going to start off in the center of my face and then kind of work my way. I really love this color for some reason. I feel like it's neutral enough, but it has enough color that it's not making me grayed out or having a weird yellow tone or something that's too orangey or red. Like, it has a little bit of pink undertone in it, but there's just something about this shade that I really like. I really like cushion foundations. I like the idea and the technology in it, but the shade match, at least for darker skin, which I understand why, then don't get at me, there's not a huge availability, even though I do know that they're trying to expand that market more, because a lot of these more K-beauty brands are trying to go more international and want more of an inclusive customer base. So I appreciate that they're trying that, and hopefully in the future I'll find even more shades that I really like. But so far Clio is probably my favorite as far as foundation. So my final review for the Dasique palette in number 11, Chocolate Fudge. I think it's a really great neutrals palette. I think it's very beginner friendly. The color payoff is good, but it's not so impactful that if you were to take up a little bit off the brush that you would have like a huge like muddy mess. So it does layer itself nicely, but as I said, you have to be a little bit more patient with it. If you're someone that's truly advanced in makeup and you have like so many different neutral palettes, is this like an absolute 100% you have to get it? No. But if you wanted something that's quick and easy to grab, easy for everyday school or office work looks that easily can transition into the evening, that can be thrown into the bag, I think this is good. I like it. I haven't used all the colors yet, but the main colors that I used, I liked. As I said, for smoky eyes, typically a taupe, a dark brown, and a nice champagne or gold wash typically does you good. And then if you want to do a little extra, little razzle dazzle, you put a little bit at the brow bone just to create a little bit more highlight. But it's really nice to work with, and I probably will use this again. There's definitely going to be more videos that I want to use, like Korean makeup. I love so many Korean products and just a lot of Asian makeup products, beauty products, and a lot of skincare as well. So hope you found that helpful, and let me know, have you used any of Dasique's makeup products? How do you find their eyeshadows?